Hi and welcome back. In this video, I wanted to show you how to yield from another iterator in Python. So let's look at some code. I think that's going to be the easiest way to understand what's going on. From collections, I'm going to import the deck, and then we're going to create a friends deck. And that is going to take in Rolf, Jose, Charlie, Jen, and Anna. And then we're going to have a getFriend function that just does yield from friends. Okay, if we then call sort of C is getFriend, and we do next of C, what we're going to get if we run this file, of course we have to print. That is always helpful. Is Rolf and Jose. So this yield from, you can think of it for now, not forever, we're going to change this soon. You can think of it for now as just getting the next value of another thing that you can get a value from. So what it's getting here is the first element of this deck, and then when you call next again, it's getting the next element of this deck, and it allows you to sort of yield from existing iterators. Okay? Essentially, this has now become a generator that gives you each value of a list or a deck in this case. It's a good way of creating a generator of something instead of doing, X for X in friends, which would be another way of doing this. Let's use this generator now in another function. So what we're going to do is define a greet function that is going to take in a generator, and it's just going to run an infinite loop that is going to try to get the next value of that generator, and it's going to yield hello friend. If it fails to do that because there's a stop iteration, then it's just going to pass and it's going to do nothing. Okay. Now this may not make much sense until we start sort of using this. I'm going to minimize that just so we get a bit more space. What we're going to do is going to get a friends generator, and that's going to be our getFriend. And then we're going to create another generator, which is going to be our greet generator, and that's going to get our friends generator passed into it. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. Our generator here, we can call next on it, and it gives us Rolf. Then we can call next on it, and it gives us Jose, and so forth. We're giving that generator to our greet function, and what that does is it goes over a whole for loop, and it's going to try to get the next value of the generator we passed in. That's our friends generator. That's going to be Rolf the first time, and it's going to yield back to us this string, hello Rolf. If it cannot get the next value because it's run out of values in this deck, then it's going to just do nothing, and we're going to end this loop. Okay, it's going to raise a stop iteration there. Let's have a wee look at how this would go. Again, all that is happening here is we are calling the next of this greet generator, which is going inside this loop and is going to move over to this yield. It's going to yield hello Rolf, and then it's going to suspend. When we press next of G again, it's going to proceed, and it's going to go back into the top of the loop. It's going to get the next value of this friend, and it's going to yield hello Jose. Okay, so the fact that this is a while loop doesn't mean it's going to run continuously because we've got the yield. So the function is going to suspend every time we call next. Let's run this file again. And you can see now that we get sort of what you'd expect, hello Rolf and hello Jose. What we've got here is some pretty awesome thing, even if it's not so clear yet, because when we call next on this top level function, that is then running this function up to the first element. And then both of these suspend. When we call next again, this one continues, then it asks to continue this one, which then gets the next value, returns it here, and then it yields it back to us. So there's a chain here of calls that are going down our functions. One function is running another, which is running another, but really none of these are running until we call next. So we can use next to start this chain of runtimes, which is pretty awesome. Okay, now let's go over to look at something else. In the next video, we're going to see how the yield statement can be used to receive data. I'll see you there.